afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome once more to another video podcast of PNT Live, here exclusively on the PNT Live network. Political news time. That is what it is. So let me just go ahead and bring up the chat. I hope all of you are having a nice evening. So let's see what is going on. I'm scared to look. Well, you know what? I'm thinking that we should go ahead and talk about COVID-19 a little bit because we have not discussed that. Oh my God. You know what's trending? It's okay to be racist. People gotta be careful what they wish for. They really do. But yeah, let's talk about the coronavirus a little bit. It hasn't gone away, people. The coronavirus is real. It's something that could kill you. And whether it's not even really linked to politics, but being that so many themes revolving around COVID-19 are linked to politics, we're going to talk about it today. When you go out in public, wear a mask. In fact, let me grab a mask real quick. For those of you out there who may want to add more variety of masks to your mask collection, I do create and sell them over on alexandraoriginals.com. We'll just use the Michelle Obama themed mask. You can get one yourself. alexandraoriginals.com, just for an example. But I see a lot of people in public wearing their mask like this. They wear it under their nose like that. And that's not effective. You need to completely cover your face when you wear your mask. Completely cover your face. And not just for your own safety, but mainly for the safety of others, because you may be one of those asymptomatic people. And you have to remember there are certain demographics in our society who are a lot more vulnerable to the coronavirus than others. You know, demographics such as the elderly. Also keep in mind that a lot of times when African Americans contract the coronavirus, should we need to be hospitalized, we may not receive the same level of care in the hospitals or by medical staff as our counterparts of other ethnicities, which does raise our rate of death. So, you know, care about your fellow human being. When you go out in public, wear a mask. I'm really grateful to establishments like Target who make it mandatory to wear a mask. And honestly, I mean, even after this coronavirus is well over and gone, I am probably still gonna wear a face shield when I'm out and about, just for sanitary reasons. You know, I like going to the grocery store and knowing that other people haven't breathed all over the produce. You know, being somebody who isn't always up for just chatter with random people, I feel like the mask is a deterrent from keeping people, you know, it keeps people away from approaching you too readily. So the mask works for me. You know, I understand that some people out there, they just want to be all up in everyone's grill. But you know what? If they still want to continue with that sort of behavior, perhaps they need to leave the United States. I think a lot of people need to leave the United States. On Twitter, the hashtag "It's okay to be racist" is trending. And this is listed under K-pop. Why is everything listed under K-pop? Like, do they have a lot of trolls from K-pop now who the Trump administration has hired, who are trying to put this out there into the main social consciousness? I mean, really, who would start such a tag? But is it okay to be racist? No, but does everybody who's alive as of current over the age of 1 most likely embody a bit of racism within them? Absolutely yes. But that's where free will and self-control and consideration for your fellow human being comes in. Also, people need to be willing to accept productive criticism from others who may be more sensitive to race than they are when it comes to whether or not they're being offensive or racist. One thing I came to realize when it came to my over a decade worth of investigative journalism into the adult entertainment industry is that world, I'd say 95% of it is comprised of extreme racists who oftentimes don't want to admit that they are racist and who take offense when someone calls them out on their racism. Now, that's what I did over the past few years. I called out quite a few people when it came to their racism, and they so aggressively combated me that at the very end I almost thought I might have been wrong, but then Black Lives Matter happened and I knew I was right. Yeah, and then I got to see the truth of who Alec Helmy of XBiz is, and I even knew I was right even more. And I will do some video podcasts in the future to explain a bit about that. Not today, but in the future, some podcasts will be popping up on poornewstoday.com in regards to that matter. But it's not okay to be racist, but it is important that we all acknowledge that we're all human beings, and at times we make mistakes when it comes to not being considerate, when it comes to being racist, possibly without meaning to be racist. That's why I have a problem not only with Donald Trump, but with Joe Biden. I really wish we had a fresh set of candidates who will be running for president this coming term. Younger people. Because I'm just under the impression that individuals of European descent, quite often of the age demographic of both Biden and Trump, are not capable of understanding the level of racism they not embody, but that they project. And I mean, I just don't know if health-wise I can make it through another 4 years of extreme racism. Because Biden, he already messed up with me, as I was saying yesterday, when it came to how he regarded Kamala Harris. I really wish Kamala Harris was running on the Democratic ticket, or even the Republican ticket. Yeah, because you don't have to be a Democrat if you're African American. I guess we can talk about that a little bit. My entire life I've been a Democrat. And as of late, I have been considering switching parties. I definitely have been. I haven't done it yet. I haven't reached that point yet. But I am starting to consider it. Primarily because I have been looking into a lot of the research that a young woman known as Candace Owens has done, along with some other people. I'm also very disappointed in quite a few Democrats of color as of late. It's great to talk the talk, but you have to walk the walk. And something that has bothered me, not just when it comes to politics, but when it just comes to our society as a whole, especially being African American, is that oftentimes, and I know that it's been social conditioning that has done this to African Americans, but oftentimes African Americans who have reached a certain level of success will not reach out to help one another. I recently blogged about that in regards to a black porn star in the adult entertainment industry who openly stated that in the past she shied away from supporting and bringing up her black peers, and honestly I think she still does it today.
I even remember when I met her, I was telling her it sucks being a black woman in porn, and that's definitely something that I lacked compassion, is wanting to help other black women get into porn.
But she carried that mentality over from the traditional business world. I think a lot of the reason for that has to do with something called tokenism. Tokenism is a term that refers to a predominantly white society bringing in one or two or three, however many individuals of color to project the image that that particular white group is not racist, or that they're open, liberal, whatever. So because of that tokenism element, a lot of African Americans have fallen into this mindset to where they feel like, all right, well, if I'm successful, I can obviously be the only one who's successful in whatever sect of society this is. And that's something that dramatically needs to change. It really does. You know who I think was a victim of tokenism, and she didn't even realize it at first, but she did realize it at the end, and she walked out? Omarosa Manigault Newman. Omarosa Manigault Newman. You know what? Let me grab her book real quick. I love her book. Unhinged. Buy it. Buy it. Because it's definitely about her time dealing with Trump, but it's also a book about what it is to be an African American woman in America, in the world of business, in the white controlled society, in the African American community, all sorts of themes she touches on. But let's see, I particularly want to talk about when a lot of this really began. And I've done a podcast on this particular passage in the book before, but I want to get into it again because I think it's very important that people realize this. And it really does go into something that Barack Obama did wrong in his political career. He's done a lot of things that are right, and I love the Obamas. I love Michelle, I love Barack, but they're human beings, and there have been things that they have done wrong. And Omarosa called out a little something that happened that really was the catalyst, at least from her perspective, as to a lot that's going on today revolving around politics. All right, this is from page 53 of Unhinged by Omarosa Manigault Newman. Listen to this carefully. At the 2011 White House Correspondents' Dinner at the Washington, D.C. Hilton, Obama came out and immediately started roasting Trump about the birther business. Both Donald and I were in attendance. I was sitting probably 7 or 8 tables away from Donald at the dinner. Obama made jokes about Donald Trump's credentials and breadth of experience. Obama continued, quote, "In an episode of Celebrity Apprentice at the steakhouse, the men's cooking team did not impress the judges from Omaha Steaks, and there was a lot of blame to go around. But you, Mr. Trump, recognized that the real problem was lack of leadership. And so ultimately, you did not blame Little John or Meatloaf. You fired Gary Busey. And these are the kinds of decisions that would keep me up at night." End quote. I saw the expression on Donald Trump's face. He was livid. Obama's delivery, the words, the power, were not just funny, they were impactful. His joke about The Apprentice made people at my table glance my way while laughing. Barack said from the podium, "Well handled, sir, well handled," and addressed the crowd. Say what you will about Mr. Trump. He certainly would bring some change to the White House. Let's see what we've got up there. Then, on the screen behind him, an image appeared of the White House with a Trump sign branded upon it, like Trump Tower. It was in that moment, in that room, that Donald Trump made the decision. Not only that he would run for president in 2016, but also that he would take his revenge on Obama's humiliating him in front of all those influential people. I was there to witness it. Not a lot of people can make that connection, but I know what I saw. When Seth Meyers took the mic and called the very idea of a Trump presidency a joke, I could almost hear Trump's thoughts from a few tables away. Laugh now, but soon enough, the joke is going to be on all of you. Unhinged. Takes a black woman to notice that kind of shit. Now, to be fair, Trump did taunt Obama for years, and it was very damaging what he did in regards to his birth certificate, whether or not Obama is legitimately an American. Of course he's an American, you idiots! Stop feeding into that white supremacist bullshit. See, that was an instance to where Trump was overly influenced by his stupid little buddy, Bannon. I mean, really, if it weren't for Bannon, I probably already would be a Republican, okay? But I did see the interview between Candace Owens and Steve Bannon. And it's shit like that that is really just undoing all of Candace Owens' efforts. Because Bannon is so narcissistic and racist and hateful and an elitist and just a downright piece of trash that he can't see the greater good for whatever his damn agenda is. But then again, maybe he doesn't care because, you know, he's a white supremacist and all. But Candace Owens tried with that MFR. She tried on that interview. But anyway, it's guys like that influenced Trump to do a lot of really stupid things based on racism over the years that made him think to himself, most likely, oh, it's okay if I say this. Hence the hashtag today, it's okay to be racist. Unfortunately, you have a lot of young people who really truly might think that it's okay to be racist simply because of a lot of the stupid things that Donald Trump does. Definitely. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this podcast right there. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow and every day at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Periscope. Make sure that you also check out politicalnewstime.com for any updates pertaining to the show, or pntlive.net. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter if you want to, as long as you don't follow too many if you're somebody who follows a lot of sex workers or porn stars or something like that, I'm not going to let you follow me. I'll block you. I'm telling you right now, because I am not allowing a certain type of energy in my life anymore. So please respect that. Have a great day, everybody, or night. Bye-bye.